It was one of those calm Saturday evenings when the world outside felt like it had taken a collective breath and paused. I was on my porch, sipping on sweet tea, watching the golden light drip through the trees, when I heard a hesitant knock on the screen door. It wasn't loud, but enough to pull me from my daydreams. I turned around and saw Jason, my 16-year-old nephew, standing there with a sheepish look that immediately told me something was up. Jason wasn't the type to drop by unannounced. Ever since his mom, my sister Rachel, had taken a job overseas for 6 months, he'd been staying with me. It had taken a little while for him to settle in, but we had found our rhythm, until tonight. "Hey, Uncle Mark," he said, scratching the back of his neck awkwardly. "Got a minute?" "Sure, bud. Come on out here. What's up?" He shuffled onto the porch, his sneakers squeaking slightly on the wood as he sat in the chair across from me. I could tell he was battling something inside. His shoulders were tense, his gaze flickering, his mouth opening and closing like he was chewing on his own words. "Everything okay at school?" I asked gently. He nodded. "Yeah, school's fine. It's not about that." I waited, letting the silence stretch just enough to give him space. "It's just," he started, then exhaled sharply. "I think I need to talk to someone who won't laugh. Or judge." I set my glass down and leaned forward. "Jason, I would never do either. You know that, right?" He nodded. "Yeah, I know. It's just, this is kind of embarrassing." I didn't press. I just looked at him calmly, giving him permission with my quiet to take his time. Finally, he muttered, "There's this girl, Emma. She's really cool and smart and funny, and I think I really like her." A small smile tugged at my mouth. "That's great, Jason." He groaned. "It's not. Because now she wants to, take the next step. And I have no idea what I'm doing. None." Oh, there it was. The first time worries. Jason's face was red now, and he couldn't even look at me. He stared at a crack in the wooden floorboards like it held the answers to life. "And all the guys talk about it like it's no big deal, like they've done it a dozen times," he continued, his voice low. "But I don't even know what it's supposed to be like. What if I mess it up? What if I hurt her feelings? Or embarrass myself? What if she thinks I'm a loser?" I leaned back and took a long breath, letting his words sit between us. I could see the fear and the pressure clouding his young face. It reminded me of myself at that age, all nerves and confusion, terrified of getting it all wrong. "Jason," I said softly, "thank you for telling me. That took guts." He gave a nervous chuckle. "Yeah, well, it's not exactly a thing I can ask my dad. Or talk about with Mom." I nodded. "I get it. And I want you to know this. First times, or any time, really, it's not about performance. It's about respect. Communication. Trust." He looked up, surprised. "That's not what anyone else says." "That's because most people your age are too scared to be real about it. They fake confidence. But deep down, everyone worries. The truth is, it's okay to be nervous. It shows you care." He didn't say anything, but he didn't look away either. "I remember when I was your age," I continued. "I thought I had to have it all figured out. That there was some script, and if I didn't follow it perfectly, I'd ruin everything. But what I learned, what I wish someone had told me, is that the most important thing is being honest. With yourself and with the other person." Jason shifted in his seat. "But what do I even say to her?" I smiled. "You start by asking her how she feels. Is she sure? Does she feel ready? You listen more than you speak. You check in. You make it clear that she's in control of her experience, just like you're in control of yours. And if either of you feels unsure, you wait." He looked down again. "But what if she changes her mind about me?" "Then she's not the right person," I said gently. "Because someone who cares for you will never punish you for being thoughtful or cautious. In fact, she'll respect you more." He sat with that for a moment. "I didn't think of it that way." "I know. That's why we talk about these things. You're not supposed to figure it out alone. That's too much pressure. And it's not fair. We sat in silence for a bit, the sound of crickets chirping growing louder as the sun dipped below the horizon. You want to know something else? I asked. He looked up, a little more curious now. There's no such thing as a perfect first time. Or second. Or 10th. Because people are different. Feelings change. Life gets messy. What matters is that you learn to value your own emotions, and the other person's too. Jason gave a small nod. So, it's not about being cool? Not even a little. The coolest thing you can do is be honest and kind. That's what real confidence looks like. He let out a long breath, as if some invisible weight had lifted. I was really scared, he admitted. I know. And that's okay. You're learning. That's what growing up is, learning through confusion, not pretending you already know everything. Jason smiled now. A real one. Thanks, Uncle Mark. I don't know what I was expecting, but I didn't think I'd feel this much better just talking about it. Anytime, kiddo. Anytime. He stood up, and I noticed his posture had shifted. Still him, still unsure, but with a little more steadiness now. A little more self-trust. Hey, I said as he started to head inside. You're doing great. Just keep leading with your heart and your head, not peer pressure. He nodded. Got it. And with that, he disappeared into the house, probably to text Emma something more respectful and thoughtful than most boys his age would ever consider. And I was proud of that. Not because he was perfect, but because he was brave enough to ask questions and listen to the answers. That night, as I sat alone on the porch again, I realized something important. These moments, the quiet ones, the real ones, were the ones that changed everything. They weren't dramatic. They didn't come with fireworks or grand speeches. They came with trust, vulnerability, and the kind of honesty the world doesn't always teach young men to have. And in that moment, I knew I had done something right.